Alright, so we are in the recording room right now. I'm doing some prep work here for some voice tracking that we're going to discuss a little bit today. And so what I've got here, I went to weather.kstp.com. I went and got the current conditions. Right now it's 32 degrees outside, and then I kind of wrote just a quick little forecast, something that I can do for a voice track. And then I'm going to mention the Twins here on this little talk break. They start playing, tilt down here a little bit. Minnesota Twins are back in action at the CenturyLink Sports Complex today versus the Phillies. First pitch is at 12:05. A lot of people don't like the Twins, but anyway. So I'm going to talk about the weather. I'm going to talk about the Twins, and then I'm going to show you how we get into a song and hit the ramp perfectly, and you'll understand how we do that. So here we go. I've got one song that I've already digitized into my computer here. Brought it in from the computer over here through the soundboard, through channel 7 and 8. I am going to record my voice now, and then we'll place this in where it needs to be. So I'm going to find an empty spot here, go forward, click my mouse down. This is where I want my voice to be, and I'm going to hit record. I'll probably do a couple takes. The Minnesota Twins are back in action today at the CenturyLink Sports Complex. Let's do a take 2 on that. So I can, and there's a bell. Hey, blessing in disguise. All right, take 2. The Minnesota Twins are back in action today at the CenturyLink Sports Complex versus the Phillies. First pitch is at 12:05. Today's forecast, lots of sun today, and a high near only 35 degrees. You're still going to probably need a jacket. Tomorrow we'll hit 40 degrees with a chance for rain on Thursday in the afternoon. It's currently 32 degrees in Farmington. Here with Bieber, here on 192.1 The Roar. I'm going to do one more take on that one. Mix it up a little bit. I'll take one of the best ones. I'm going to hit stop here on my record. And I'm going to hit record again. Make sure my levels are going into the computer here. Recording. Hey Farmington, the Minnesota Twins are back in action today at the CenturyLink Sports Complex versus the Phillies. First pitch is at 12:05 today. Today's forecast, lots of sun today with a high near 35. You're probably still going to need a jacket. It's kind of cold outside. Tomorrow we'll hit 40 degrees and a chance for rain on Thursday in the afternoon. It's currently 32 degrees here with Bieber on 192.1 The Roar. So once you have your recording done of your voice, which I just did here, I'm just gonna use this one. I just wanted you guys to get a view of the computer that I'm actually using, so you can kind of see what I'm actually doing with this voice tracking lesson. Here's my voice that I recorded. I'm going to take this third take that I did. Hey Farmington, the Minnesota Twins are back. So this is where I actually hit record. I don't need any of that. So what I can do is let me zoom in here a little bit, and you can see what I'm doing here. Tilt up for you. All right, so I'm gonna grab the edge of this. I'm gonna pull it over. I don't need any of that stuff. So when I hit play, hey Farmington, the Minnesota. There's my voice. My voice ends over here. 82.1 The Roar. Okay, there's the end of my voiceover. I'm gonna pull this over. Don't need any of that stuff. So now here's where the cool part happens. I'm gonna bring this open. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. This morning I recorded a song. Actually, it was the first song that was on my alarm clock this morning when I got up, so it's a good song. This is a song by Justin Bieber. I don't tout you. Get some decent taste in music, I know. Okay, so let me play this song here. I'm going to show you what we can do here. I just moved my talk set to the very beginning here. Hey, Farmington. Right there. And then we've got our song, which I already digitized in. So let me tilt this up a little bit. Kind of see it a little bit better. All right, so here's this song. All right, so the singing starts right there. We talk a little bit about ramps in class. If I let me show you this down here. Down here in the corner, let me zoom in here really quick. This little button right here, you can pull it over to the left or you can pull it over to the right. When you pull it over to the right, it zooms in to the track. So zooming over to the left, it makes the track really, really big. And if I zoom over to the right or push it over to the right, it makes the track really, really big. It stretches it out so you can see words and things like that. So looking at analyzing the song, you can kind of see where the singing starts. It happens right about here, right there. Okay, so let me zoom in. So I want to mark where the singing happens. Let me zoom out. It's right there. Right there. So my voice needs to be out right there. All right. So I'm actually going to split this track right there. It's kind of going to be kind of like a marker as to where I need to be at a certain point. So I'm going to go up to Edit. Zoom out again. I'm going to go up to Edit. I'm going to select Split. It's going to split the Justin Bieber song. So I'm going to actually delete this for right now. I'm going to go grab my voiceover right here. 192.1 The Roar. There's my voiceover, my voice track. And let's see. This is where the music stops, or starts, the singing starts. And if I put my voice right here, right before the song starts singing, here's what happens. 0.1 The Roar. I used to believe. 2.1 The Roar. I used to. All right, so I want just a little bit more, just a little breath right there. 0.1 The Roar. I used to believe. So this is how KDWB does their things. They're a little bit more advanced than what I'm showing you, but it's kind of the same thing. They can push and pull their voiceovers when they record those, and they can pull things over and make them match up perfectly. So now I'm gonna bring over the rest of the song. I'm gonna pull this over. Just grab the edge of the song, pull it over, right there. All right. So this is the beginning of the song. I'm going to move that over right there. So here's what this looks like and what it sounds like. You'll actually hear my whole voiceover sound effect. Let me get this into view so you can kind of see it. And the goal here, if you're doing live radio or if you're doing voice tracking, you want to position it so that when your voice is done talking, the singer starts singing. So here's what it sounds like. Hey Farmington, the Minnesota Twins are back in action today at the CenturyLink Sports Complex versus the Phillies. First pitch is at 12:05 today. Today's forecast, lots of sun today with a high near 35. You're probably still going to need a jacket. It's kind of cold outside. Tomorrow we'll hit 40 degrees and a chance for rain on Thursday in the afternoon. It's currently 32 degrees here with Bieber on 192.1 The Roar. I used to believe we were burning on the... Okay, so that's kind of an indication of how you do this, but you notice when the music comes in, it's louder than my voice. You still want to be in control of your voice. So this is a really cool part about this program, is that you can go into your track volume and track pan. We'll go to track, and let me pause the camera here for a second. All right, so if you look right here, there's a little down arrow. We're going to push that button. We've got track volume. So this is where you can go in. I'll pan over to the right here a little bit, zoom in a tiny bit for you. You can take your mouse, and if you want, on where it says no effects or this track where the music is, you can actually put a little pinpoint right there. It's a little tiny ball. And we are going to drag that down a little bit, -4.8. And then when the voice hits, we're going to bring it back up right there. So let's try this. Tomorrow we'll hit 40 degrees and a chance for rain on Thursday in the afternoon. It's currently 32 degrees here with Bieber on 192.1 The Roar. I used to believe. Okay, so you can kind of move these dots down if I want it down a little bit, like that. In the afternoon, it's currently 32 degrees here with Bieber on 192.1 The Roar. I used to believe. So your ramps are going to be perfect whenever you voice track in here, and we can go back here. You can shut that. You can shut this track. Zoom out. So as you're building your voice track, let me zoom out. As you're building your voice and your music, if you ever need to like move something over or make a spot for another voice, you have to make sure that you grab both pieces of your voiceover and your music. Otherwise, it's gonna screw up everything that you just did. So let me show you one more example here. I've got the whole song in here, and then at the very end, we've got. This is my first voiceover. Actually, you know what? I'll just use this again. I'll use take 2 on this, and then there's another song. The Minnesota Twins are back in action today at the... So we'll just use this one more time. I'm going to zoom in to that little spot. I'm actually just going to cut it. In action today at the Central... I messed that one up. The Minnesota Twins are... There it is. I'm going to make a cut right there, so I'm going to select the track, go up to track... Oh, I'm sorry. Go up to edit, select split. It splits it. This is the stuff that I don't want, so I'm going to hit delete. And actually, I'm just thinking about this. I introduced Bieber on this one, so I'm going to redo a new voiceover. So I'm going to turn my microphone on, hit record, 1, 2, 3. And the song is by Keith Urban, Long Hot Summer. So I'm just going to do just a quick generic ID of Bieber and then go into Keith Urban. So I'll hit record. There's Justin Bieber here on 192.1 The Roar. It is 12:37 here on a Tuesday. Right now it's Keith Urban with Long Hot Summer here on 192.1 The Roar. Good enough. All right. Good enough for you guys anyway. Right now it's Keith Urban with Long Hot Summer here on 192.1 The Roar. Ugh, that was a terrible voiceover. So something not to do, all right? All right, so I'm going to find the end of this Justin Bieber song, which I know you guys all like. That's the beginning. We're going to go to the end. There's Justin Bieber here on 192.1 The Roar. It is 12:37. And so there's my voiceover. I'm going to go get my next song, which is right here. I'm going to bring that back over. Here's my voiceover. Here I'm going to find where the singing starts. It's right there. Starts right there. I'm going to shorten this right there. This is where my voice starts. Let me zoom in here so you can kind of see. Here's the Justin Bieber song. It ends. My voiceover, the terrible voiceover, I must add, that I just did. I just kind of just did it off the fly. And then my next song is coming in right here. So this is where my lyric starts. When my voice is done, let me zoom in here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. This is where the voice starts on Keith Urban. This is where my voice ends. Or I can't sleep. That sounds all right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to pull this over, see how this overlaps. So you can kind of see right here, this is a Justin Bieber song. It ends, it's silent, and then I'm going to actually move this over. And I just don't want a mouse click in there. I don't want a mouse click here. I shouldn't have it because I recorded it silent, so it doesn't matter. So my voice is going to come in here, and then my voice is going to come over here, and it's going to go over the top of the music, and it's going to sound like I'm pushing a whole bunch of buttons, which I'm truly, truly not. So let's listen. Let me love you. Let me love you. There's Justin Bieber here on 192.1 The Roar. It is 12:37 here on a Tuesday. Right now it's Keith Urban with Long Hot Summer here on 192.1 The Roar. I can't sleep. So you can kind of see how easy and how fun this is to build tracks and to do perfect ramps, because To do a perfect ramp inside the radio station takes a lot of talent. You have to know how long you need to talk before that singer starts to sing. And there's a lot of kids that will ruin a ramp really, really easily. So there you go. Voice tracking 101. Boom.